Today, I'm Nestor LeConte with the Pacific Daily News. Here are our top stories from the PDN newsroom. An online video of a person holding a handgun and threatening to shoot up John F. Kennedy High School led to the arrest of a 16-year-old boy, Police Chief Stephen Ignacio announced in a joint Monday news briefing with Education Superintendent Eric Swanson. It's among the online threats that forced some school closures on Friday and heightened campus security. The minor was taken into custody late Friday night and is being confined at the Department of Youth Affairs, Ignacio said during the press conference about a series of threats made against Guam Department of Education schools last week. Charges of terroristic conduct and terrorizing are being brought against the teen, who is also being charged with assault on a police officer, which Ignacio said occurred during the arrest. The online threat prompted GDOE to cancel class for double session JFK and Simon Sanchez High School students last Friday. In other news, Guam and the CNMI can expect mostly fair weather, sunny skies, a few showers, and moderate trade winds, though we could start seeing more showers on Wednesday and the rest of the week because of a surface trough. The National Weather Service Guam's long-range forecasts hint at a tropical disturbance or weak circulation developing within the region this weekend and moving north, the NWS said. This scenario does show a weak to moderate monsoon pattern building across the Marianas this weekend and early next week, the NWS said. Finally, Guam Cancer Care on Monday announced the prospective shutdown of all direct cancer patient support programs, such as patient supplies and transportation to and from chemotherapy appointments, effective November 1st, over the lack of funding in the government of Guam's fiscal 2025 budget law. The 2025 budget the senators passed underfunded the Guam Cancer Trust Fund by $2 million, Guam Cancer Care said. It is highly likely that there is insufficient funding allocated to the GCTF to fund Guam Cancer Care for FY 2025, it said in a statement. Senator Joe San Augustine, meanwhile, introduced a supplemental budget bill that includes $2 million for the fund, but there's no guarantee the supplemental budget bill would pass, as is, if at all. The Guam Education Board set to work Monday night to decide how to prioritize spending as the public school system faces a $47 million budget shortfall for fiscal 2025. Proposed spending cuts would see the GDOE's budget whittled down to paying existing employee salaries and contracts that are already in place, like grass cutting and custodial services. That's according to Deputy Superintendent for Finance and Administration, Morgan Wade Paul. The budget team started out on the proposal cutting back on as many contracts as we felt we could do without for the next fiscal year, he said. After accounting for salaries and benefits for employees, which will be $230 million out of the total $244 million budget, the budget team went back and cut more contracts, Paul said. In other news, the U.S. Coast Guard on Guam will see the number of its cutter ships double from 3 to 6. That's according to USCG Pacific Area Commander Vice Admiral Andrew J. Tiongson at a digital press conference from Japan on September 27. Tiongson was responding to a question from the Pacific Daily News on the Coast Guard's role in the ongoing military buildup on Guam. We are doubling that force. We've already done that through the help of the administration. Well, first our department, the administration, and then our United States Congress, as we have been appropriated to purchase those new fast response cutters, he said. The press conference was held to discuss the Coast Guard's Pacific Area Campaign Plan and the Vice Admiral's vision for the future of the Coast Guard's presence throughout the Indo-Pacific and Oceania regions. So I had just recently went to Guam. I talked to everybody in Guam because, yes, we are also increasing our footprint in Guam, Tiongson added. Finally, education officials may know as soon as Thursday if plans can proceed for a temporary campus for Simon Sanchez High School, including the option of leasing a never-open mall in Tumon or the construction of modular classrooms in Jigo. GDOE will meet with Federal Emergency Management Agency representatives on Thursday. The GDOE meeting with FEMA was discussed at Monday's legislative session during deliberations on Senator Roy Kanata's Bill 32137, which would appropriate $7 million from excess general fund revenues to cover the costs associated with rebuilding Simon Sanchez and leasing a temporary campus. GDOE has been waiting for FEMA's approval of grant funding for a temporary campus, and the options include leasing a never-open mall in Tumon that would need to be retrofitted, or the construction of modular classrooms on a 15-acre Guam Housing Corporation lot next to the abandoned original Simon Sanchez High School campus in Jigo. For more of these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.